Yeah, so am I. Welcome back to Jaraci Cup 8, everyone. Welcome to a very exciting series, I'm sure. This is Jaraci Cup 8? Jaraci Cup 11, sorry. This is from the group stage. Can't exactly remember which one, but given it's MarchWaden, I'm sure this has to be Group B, right? I just checked the tournament announcements page here. Yeah, this is in Group B. It's going to be between MarchWaden and Hottest Man Ever. Oh, yeah. Prepare to have your brain cells blasted. Yeah, exactly. If you didn't know, this is the hottest man on Earth. I mean, I can't contest that, certainly. yeah, lube up, right? Obviously, I say obviously way too much. If you remember, way back in the day, I think this was in Card Cup number 8. I'm actually going to look this up, though, because I can't totally remember. Gee, I don't know. I think this is Card Cup 8, but I'm not entirely certain. This is way back when my brother John still played in the Card Cups. Those were the vanilla ones that we ran, like, way back in the day. Obviously, I use the word obviously too much. Definitely. Yeah, this was in Card Cup 8. I think this was when he first entered the scene. And he was doing this sort of, like, No, you're thinking the Artifact Cup, Discard. He was doing this, like, AAV rush in his Galzian that, like, off of one PC that, like, nobody had been doing before, and he was really kind of killing it. He beat me in that one. I think we win 2-1 in the best of 3 series that we faced later in the elimination bracket, so... Not a bad player at all. Hottest man ever knows what he's doing, and he is vying for the position as resident meme lord. So I see that obviously he knows what he's doing because he's going fighter and gunship. Yeah, he's trying to topple the reign of God Hates Weebs here, so that's pretty cool. You know that meme, like the average DOK fan versus like average, I don't know, average gunship enjoyer or something? Yeah. He's like the guy on the enjoyer panel, you know. He is the hottest man ever. If you have a significant other, don't let them watch this series because he might not for long. Anyway, carry production upgrade coming out, fighter and gunship. Looks pretty well timed to be one base air here, which is something we haven't seen in a little while. I'm a little disappointed we're not seeing mass targeting jammer, because MarchWaden obviously he's a pretty freaking good player, right? I mean, placed in quite a few finals here. Really big RU focus on him, by the way. I wonder why that is. But he could well die if he's not expecting the meme strats from Hottest Man Ever. So I gotta say, by going air, I do like it because he's contesting God Hates Weebs for, you know, like the air master. But I actually would like to see him go for his typical shenanigans with the targeting jammers. See if he could pull it off. For now, skim from MarchWaden trying to deny the LDMs. ALM is deployed there to try and stop that. Well, he's not as hot as HME, I'll tell you that. Here comes the double gunship play. Nice. A tried and true classic. Actually, maybe I should say tried and false, because generally this doesn't work. Yeah, this game's over already. In fact, we can just quit the replay right now. MarchWaden was forced to concede at this time because he realized that he was just not as hot, and the game was over. Here comes the first gunship here. I'm never going to watch the second one in just a moment. I actually would prefer you send them both at the same time, because players are going to start splitting after the gunship hits. So if you reveal this first one, he starts splitting after the first gunship begins shooting at the salvagers, and the second gunship will start shooting after the salvagers are already split up. So you give your opponent a bit more time to micro here, but MarchWaden could mess up the micro here, still getting hit a little bit more powerfully than he'd like to. There's actually 2 PCs here though, so the gunships are going to take quite a lot of damage actually. But you know, he doesn't take any damage. He doesn't lose any gunships, and he kills, what is that? Yeah, 3 salvagers, I think. Now, MarchWaden had built a lot of salvagers here, so he's able to bring those guys back and hold the bases. Interceptor tech coming out from now. But see, I love this response, or not response, follow-up from Hottest Man Ever to go straight into 3 base. Very, very smart. Because once you're ahead, expand, right? And then you'll be really ahead. Whereas otherwise, you might actually still fall behind. So this is definitely what I want to see him doing, and he's already done it. So I'm happy. He said that or carrier rush. Maybe it'll be both. Look at this, because he's actually got another SC, so he's already unlocked the carrier here. Only problem is these interceptors, which are going to be coming out, so he will want to make sure that he doesn't get killed with them. With SCAA, I mean, maybe. I don't think it's actually a sufficient defense against the interceptors is the problem. So the base, I mean, like, the carrier will be fine if it has, like, you know, 4 or 5 sport cruisers on it. And Phoenix Seal will be very happy. By the way, Gimship getting sought after here. And yeah, he is surviving. MarchWaden, knowing he's got the interceptors, doesn't micro his salves at all here, which I'm actually not a big fan of. Uh-oh, as a result, he's almost gonna lose too. But if the second gunship comes out, he may well. Yeah, look at that, we do have SCAA come out. But yeah, the problem is I don't think, like, where the carrier is, if he's got, like, more than one, like, if he's got 2 or 3, he'll be able to fight off the interceptors, but, like, it's 9 though. But if the interceptors go and attack the bases, I think he'll be able to just kill off the salvers there. Like, one support cruiser with the Sansavier is not going to be enough. As for sacking the second gunship on the salvagers, I think that's actually worth it, but I'm not entirely certain. Still though, this support cruiser doesn't have AA just yet, so they're gonna try and chonk out the support cruiser, but I think they're out of ammo at this point. Another 20 seconds on SCAA. No carrier power just yet though, and that's what Hottest Man Ever is gonna be lacking at the moment. You see, MarchWaden is getting carrier systems up himself. But I think what he wants to do is say, okay, so my opponent is trying to extract. I can probably stop that with the interceptors. I just get carrier power, right? After I stop the extracts, I can kill off eco on the bases, and I'll be able to tech more power than he can. I think that's probably the way to play this, but it's gonna be pretty sketchy either way. Oh dear, this is probably the wrong choice though, is to fight the SEs, because when you see this many, then you gotta assume he's gonna have SCAA. And I agree with A-Game, him having like a game plan and just doing it, yeah, he's Hottest Man Ever, you know? He doesn't doubt himself for a moment. Killing a lot of interceptors here. Oh no, only 3 of them survive. At this point, it's not really valid to kill the base runners anymore. That might just be game right there. I don't know what he can do about this. MarchWaden gonna take rail fab now. And he does have to lead in the carrier power, but there's so much healing here. I mean, this is pretty dangerous. Ints are a trap. Yeah, never build interceptors. They're the worst unit in the game, actually. you heard it from Strike, folks. It must be true. And yeah, I'm sure that support cruisers with their 1 damage per shot will kill the carrier. That's definitely gonna be. That's definitely gonna be how this game progresses. Still though, worth mentioning, I think that Hottest Man Ever is probably unbeatable at this point. Gets that first artifact. He's actually calling the ALMs here, so Scar was right to assume there'd be some ALM cancer here. Well, no, MarchWaden could have won from that position. I mean, it was always going to be a little bit sketchy, but he could have done it. Interceptors fighting the SCs though, there's no way. There's no way he can make that work, because once SCAA is out, you're just going to lose on it. Thoughts to stopping the base runners are gone, and you can't stop the bases, or you can't hit the bases either. So. And that's a lot of support cruisers, by the way. MarchWaden's going to do his best here, but I imagine he's a little bit flabbergasted at this point. And like I said, it doesn't seem like there's really much to do about this. It's interesting that his game plan now is to power up the armored logistics modules. Because I mean, my thought is, okay, you get carrier power and you win, but I suppose he's trying to kill the economy with his TJs. This is interesting. They actually do relevant damage to carriers, so I mean maybe the idea is to just use that instead of carrier power, but I'm sure that the Suban carrier, I mean it has bonkers DPS when you power it up, so I'm sure that's the way to go here. HME's carrier power is starting to approach its hotness. Only starting to, of course, being the hottest man on the earth. That is actually going to take some time. But it'll get there eventually. Full retire comes in for MarchWaden. Can't get to power 4 though, so that's not really worth anything. Would rather see him keep those guys in RUs and see if he could, you know, see if you could maybe get to that power upgrade there. But yeah, you know, he's not having any more of this. Choose to GG out. It is going to be a slow death here because, of course, hottest man ever is just powering everything into the ALMs. He doesn't want, you know, the railgun carrier to be firing or anything, but... But yeah, he wins the game with his meme strats, alright. I'm sold already. I'm sold already. I want to see what happens in game 2. Whose pick was that, by the way? That was MarchWaden's pick, right? Oh, I didn't ever check. I am turning in my homework to Bozo Cow, and I hope he approves of this formatting. Yeah, I approve. I approve. Yeah, so he picked Canyon Altal, right? Game 2 is hottest man ever's pick here. Grabs Tauren Crater. Of course, this is going to be the alt version, but Tauren Crater is actually the map that he won against me in that best of 5 series in Kara Cup 8 that I was talking about. A bit of history here. And this game, actually, like, game 1 of their series is not going to be super impactful in terms of, like, seeding, because I'm pretty sure MarchWaden just knocks everyone outside of the park in his group. Who else is it anyway? Captain Pink and God Hates Weaves? Yeah, no, he's gonna smash. So this game here, I suspect is actually gonna be for top seed in Group B. Which unfortunately means I suspect that God Hates Weaves is gonna be relegated to lower bracket once again, but perhaps he'll produce another tremendous lower bracket finals cast for us. But either way, whoever wins this series, I don't see them dropping any games to the other contestants. So this one really is for the top seeding in Group B, I think. No, Shrek, SCs do 1 damage per shot, always. So they don't kill carriers. I don't know what Phoenixio has been telling you, but it's all false. Skimmer Fab coming up from MarchWaden, by the way. He's bringing this PC out to the front line. He's got 2 on RUs here. Assault Ship Fab looks like going to be the pickup. This is going to be a little bit late coming out, but that is fine for him because he wants to probably like not just go for like the 3 assault ships into eco here. We're not going to get to a mid game, right? We're going to get to like, you know, 3 or 4 minutes and the game will be decided. So I think he's going to try and play these assault ships having like lots of numbers and try and just smash his opponent out. Thunder's -5? I don't think so. I mean, the support cruiser's damage output is only 1 every shot, so I think it doesn't matter how much armor you have when you have a support cruiser, right? Pretty sure anyway. Oh, wait a minute, a base sprinter coming out from MarchWaden. Oh. Well, that's interesting, but I think he really shouldn't have retired one then in that case. They have fast rate of fire, that will decently, but I mean, what it means is that armor break doesn't do anything, right? So, support cruiser's damage can't be buffed by railguns, I'm pretty sure. That's 16? Oh. Oh. That's interesting. The tooltip said 1. Didn't it? I'm pretty sure it did. Is the 1 for like the anti-air? But I feel like the anti-air is more powerful than that. By the way, fighter and gunship once again for hottest man ever. Same build as last time, I suspect. He does have that protection upgrade coming out too. No, I really did. I really did. Darn. Shows you what I get for trusting the tooltip. I guess that's a fair point. Okay, well I take it back, Shrike. I take it back. Phoenix Seal may not have lied to you as much as I suspected. Oh no, a second base runner. A third base runner? Ah! Oh, I don't like him playing it this way. Anyway, Sunder does apparently help the sport cruisers. In fact, -5. Oh, that's unfortunate. It still does 1 damage per shot against the Galzian carrier. Well, that's unfortunate. Looks like it actually doesn't in this scenario. But MarchWaden was playing Con-F in the last series, right? So I think the Con-F carrier it actually might have. Con-F is like 18 or something? Okay, well if you have a Power 5 Coalition carrier and it's getting killed by SCs, there's nobody to blame but you. I'm sorry to say. Oh wow, look at this split from MarchWaden. It's pretty good. Honestly, I'm never gonna search for the damage somewhere. Well, why the heck did you have 0.4 power in there? Because, like, the thing is, yeah, the Scar's got it already. Once you're dropping his damage to 1 per shot, then you don't need to power the armor anymore. Because of self-heal? Yeah, but the self-heal is not going to do nearly as much DPS as... The self-heal isn't going to do nearly as much DPS, if you want to think of it in a negative sense, as your weapons are going to, so you always want to power up the weapons there. Anyway, I gotta say, I don't really like MarchWaden playing this with I don't really like MarchWaden playing this with 3 base runners, although he's not getting pressured so early by Hottest Man Ever, of course. Gunships are here, but they're not doing too much. And he's building more base runners, holy great. I mean, I think the idea is get a bunch of carry power up, but this is so risky. It's very, very blind. I think, like... I think maybe, like, if he just sort of knew Hottest Man Ever was gonna do this, it's kind of okay to be blind like this, but this feels very risky. Hottest Man Ever, by the way, Tech Power 1 this game. That's what he never did last time. There's a ship fab coming out from MarchWaden now, so he wants to get some response to the gunships here. But his assault ships haven't really done anything. I mean, it would have been better if he just went ref mode at this point. And that's because of all these base printers, right? He's built 5 base printers as well as retiring the original one, so all of these he's had to pay for. This is really a strange response. Might work. Just work. So wait, I need context on this, Strike. Did he actually kill you with the support cruisers, or did he just like he killed you with the carrier while the support cruisers were there? Because if you died with a Power 5 Coalition carrier to support cruisers, I think you just need to uninstall. I think that's the only response. I'm sorry to say it. Don't go to Skims, by the way. BM caster. I'm just saying it how it is. Huh? Still, no, Hottest Man Ever has got to deal with the base printers, so I don't like him just not varying at all from his build here, because obviously, like, MarchWaden's on, like, game point, actually, if you can extract 2 more artifacts here, which is kind of bonkers. Start taking the power for his carrier, by the way. Systems 1 gonna finish momentarily here. This artifact can't be stopped, so Hottest Man Ever has to play for this one. Yeah, he's cutting it a little bit close here, I can't lie. 46. Well, he even has Systems 1, I think it's like 43 normally. Missile ship is done for MarchWaden. Oh, jeez. Okay, now I'm getting interested. Yeah, I don't think he can stop this. Oh no. There's a strike fighter here. Yeah, Hottest Man Ever realizes he's kind of in danger. Support cruisers could just make like a beeline for this base runner, I suppose. Strike fighter goes down. He's launching as soon as he's building them. He knows he's got to do something about this. ALM's getting deployed, but I think that one doesn't have line of sight or something. Okay, now it's firing. Oh, jeez, Louise. Oh. He just loses to the extractions. This was like the most lame build from MarchWaden ever, and then like the most lame response possible from Hottest Man Ever. And he just walks them out. Oh, jeez. What a fiasco. I can't believe this is how this series went. Oh, man. Well, Hottest Man Ever's fate is no longer in his hands, I'd say, for getting the top seed. It's MarchWaden with the higher initial seeding, which is how ties are resolved in the group stage, so... they've gone 1-1 here. Yeah, slap. They've gone 1-1 here, so if they all win... Like, if both of them win all the rest of their games, which, like I said, is what I'm expecting, they should just 4-0 the rest of the competition. Hottest Man Ever will be seed 2 from Group B, and MarchWaden will be seed 1, so... Unless MarchWaden drops a game to God Hates Weaves or Captain Pink, which I really think is unlikely, it looks like Hottest Man Ever can't be the first seed in Group B, so... Unfortunate for him, but hey, he sure tried. Now guys, what I'm really excited for, clearly, is God Hates Weaves versus Hottest Man Ever. Can you imagine what caliber of replay that's gonna be? I'm gonna just, like, my head's gonna fall off. In a good way. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's move on to the next one.